Tyrone recalled Peyton's urging that he start preparing now.
Their own 49. Rader down. Tyrone Keys, an ex-Chicago Bear, and
Keys took a job as a substitute teacher at a local high school and became more active in his community. He closed his pro career in 1988 with San Diego.
And the Rams desperately needing a win to stay in the race in the NFC West. They've got it 2nd and 10 at the 46. Everett hit and sacked. 4th sack of the day for the Chargers. Taken to the ground at the 40-yard line, and the Chargers think they may have the football. Williams and Keys collapsed Everett at the 40. He does manage to hold on to the football, but he's way backed up now. 3rd sack for Williams today.
Well, Everett's getting pressured from the right side. Safety Pat Miller came and opened up a hole for Lee Williams to break inside to make the sack. That's the reason Everett moved up, though, because Pat Miller had an outside safety blitz.
3rd and 16. Everett had his pass batted right back in his face by Tyrone Keys, and the Charger defense playing inspired football the last 2 plays. They came right after Everett and batted the ball right back in his face. Dale Hatcher is on to punt for the Rams as the boos rain down here at Anaheim Stadium.
Yeah, but the folks down in San Diego have to be feeling awful good at this point of the game with a 14-point lead and just over 4 minutes left. Looks like the biggest win of the year is coming up.
These two teams played twice in the preseason, but the first regular season meeting since 19.
At age 29, with 9 pro seasons, a Super Bowl ring, and some college records on his resume, Tyrone Keys went back to Tampa to make a difference, where kids who were helped come back to help others.
In the me-first world of professional sports, most players won't extend a hand to help up a teammate, much less go out of their way for someone they don't know. Well, here's another feel-good story about a former NFL lineman, Tyrone Keys, who knows all about that life. But unlike many of his teammates, he knew that wasn't the way to go. Ever since he hung up his cleats, he's been doing all he can to give back to those who need it most.
In 1993, while subbing at Leto High School, he was asked to mentor football standout Albert Perry. The experience would prove to be life-changing.
So many of these kids are faced with these challenges of growing up in environments where they have this dream, but there's nobody living close by them who can help them achieve that dream. That's when I really became motivated. That's when that extra spark, like in the 4th quarter, when you're down by 7 points and somebody need to make a play.
I remember us in the huddle. We started to panic a little bit because if you remember, they hadn't even been across the 50-yard line the whole game. So Billy Jack and Tyrone was kind of like the senior leader of the defense that year. Larry Friday. So guys in the huddle started like, come on, man, we can't let it get away. We can't let it get away. So we 30 seconds, 30 seconds, and so they were rushing to the line because we was kind of disorganized. And I remember getting up and Tyrone told me, we're going to make a big play. You're going to make a big play.
With Keys playing a key role on the game's key play.
When I saw Jacobs run my way, I was thinking, he's not coming this way again.
Let's take a look at our All-State Good Hands flashback. The last time Alabama lost in the regular season as #1 was all the way back in 1980. Tied 3-3 late in the 4th quarter. Dana Moore's 22-yard field goal put the Bulldogs up by 3. Alabama marched down to the 2-yard line, but Tyrone Keys hit quarterback Don Jacobs. It forced the fumble. Mississippi recovered and ended Alabama's 28-game win streak in their hopes of an unprecedented 3rd straight national championship.
It's an organization that helps students get involved in their community, mentors them through high school, and helps them take the necessary steps to get into college.
One of my ultimate goals was to show people that you can parlay the game from the playing field to the game of life.
Since he opened the doors in 1993, they've processed over $20 million in scholarships and helped hundreds of students. The hidden secret to the program: before you graduate, you have to reach back and help someone else.
I had a young man who graduated from Air Force Academy, and he called me and said, Mr. Keys, I'm going to do what was done for me. I'm going to give a scholarship back at my high school. I was just overwhelmed that he and his brother, Gilbert Perez and Sergio Perez, had come back, and now they're giving back, and these kids are just out of college.
Our final Presidential Volunteer Service Award is the Lifetime Award, which is being presented to Lieutenant Colonel Gilbert Perez. At this time, we ask Lieutenant Colonel Perez to join our leadership on stage.
The criteria for this scholarship was for students who excel in academic, sports, and community service. The students also had requested that our students have the same values that they value. One of those being the United States Air Force Academy value, which is integrity first, service before self, excellence in all we do, and then their mother's saying, life is a balance. One you must strive to be the best you can be, while balancing academics, athletics, spirituality, and extracurricular activities. And I know they had a very hard time making a decision on this. And the two students they chose are Mr. Brian Benson